Hello, friends. Oh my goodness. I am so excited because with this video, I am marking my very first illustrated faith release for the year 2022. Can you believe it? I believe I've been releasing with Illustrated Faith since 2017. So this is kind of a big deal, and this collection, New Year's collections in general, tend to be favorites for me. There's something hopeful and versatile and practical yet playful about the new year, and I absolutely love designing for it. So hopefully this collection will speak to your heart because I tried to create it with you in mind. So before I walk you through all of the little bits, there are some things I want to show you that have changed with my 2022 releases at Illustrated Faith. If you've been following me, you know that I follow really specific formulas so that you know what to expect from me month after month. And this year will be no different. I just made some shifts to the formula that I'm using, and I think they're really going to serve us throughout this upcoming year. I also want you to notice that although I have my printouts here, some of them have been cut into because, what can I say? I couldn't resist digging in and starting to use this collection in my planning for today, the very beginning of 2022, our first Monday. And so, or Tuesday, I guess, when you're seeing this, but today's Monday, just tell you the truth. But I am going to walk you through kind of what everything is included. And then I thought I will cut it out because I only cut some of the ephemera, not all of it. There are several pages still waiting to be cut. And I thought, why not cut them out on camera? And then while I'm cutting, I'll just talk you through what the intention is behind this collection and how I think it might be used. So before we go into that, let me just show you the basics. Remember the holy basics because I'm too impatient to wait. But this collection has, as usual, 3 pages of ephemera. Friends, that will never change. Here it is on clear sticker paper. You can see I cut this rainbow out because I stuck it right here in my journal sideways. But it also has... it has 3 pages of ephemera, so this is sticker paper. I like to print my ephemera on clear sticker paper so it's easy to cut out and throw down in my journal. But when I printed out my cards, there are 2 pages of cards, and these I printed on white sticker paper. And this, my friends, is one of the changes you'll see for 20. Actually, I'll show you the changes in a minute. The third part is the patterns. I always include patterned papers. And I'll start talking about my changes right here because every every piece of this collection has a few little changes that I think are really going to serve all of us this upcoming year. So the first change I made is, you may remember from 2021, if you've been following me, I was doing half-page patterns. Well, I've had some customers reach out and ask me if I had patterns in larger sizes, and I thought, why not for 2022, instead of doing 3 pages of mixed patterns, do 4 pages of full complete patterns, which means you could use this like as a complete cover for a notebook, for example. You could put it as a bigger background. I wanted to give you more options by giving you more of every pattern. So there will be 4 pages of patterns. These I printed for this time on a presentation paper, which if you've ever printed on a matte presentation paper on your inkjet printer, you know that the colors are just crazy vibrant. My paper is by Epson, and I had it lying around, so I thought I would try, and these colors have my heart. So we've got 4 patterns, and one of the patterns is actually just a really giant rainbow. Because although there's smaller rainbows in the collection on some other pages, I felt like some big rainbows would really be a great tool for those bigger scale projects. I had a lot of ideas about how I might use mine. Everything from a journal cover to maybe folded in half on a Bible page, a tip-in. There's so many options. So that is why we have a giant rainbow here. And you can see it's kind of painterly and playful because the vibe of this collection and the vibe of our mood board this year was very bright and fun and playful. This will coordinate great with the Illustrated Faith collection that we are working through, the physical kit that we're working through in January of 2022. So there's our patterns. Now let's show you what I did with the cards. So these cards right here are printed on white sticker paper. I use white sticker paper for my cards because I want them to be solid when I put them down in my journal. I like it when the dot grid doesn't show through the cards, but I like not having to glue them down, and I like them to be nice and thin when they're in my journal, which is why I do them on white sticker paper. I always also print on white cardstock. There's a bright white cardstock I really love, and all of my materials are always linked below, so you can check these out if you're looking for the perfect cardstock or the perfect sticker paper. I've got you covered. So the difference that we have when we are looking at our cards for 2022 is the first page, as usual, as it was last year, is 2.5-inch square cards. Now, if these are not printing out at 2.5 inches for you, it means that you don't have the setting print at full size checked. A lot of printers will automatically add in margins to your pages, which can cause everything on the page to shrink. It basically adds an extra little margin on every side. So if it's important for you that it is the actual 2.5-inch size, just make sure that's checked. And I wanted to show you why I like to do these squares. If you have been following me, you know that I'm a big Word of the Year fan, and I wrote this book and created a course called Wholehearted Words. We'll link that below for you too. And in my book, there are squares on our monthly check-in pages. So there's a page for every month to check in with your word. And these cards are the right size to fit in these squares. So it was a little bit selfishly intended because I wanted them to be here. Also, like the way that a 2.5-inch square is like sizable, substantial, but not huge. A 3x3 square feels really big. A 2x2 square feels a little bit on the small side for my purposes. So most of them are going to be this size, a full page of them. That way you can use them in your projects, or if you are a Wholehearted Words gal like myself, you can put them right there in to your book. I'm trying to find another example for you friends, just like that. Page 2 of the cards is the part that's different. On this page, what I decided to do is to include 3 3x4-inch cards. This is just a standard size. Once again, if you want it to print at the right size, make sure to check your printer settings. But usually I will include some sort of a library card and then 2 other designs that are whatever it's going to be. But these are 3x4, which is a standard, way back in the day, Project Lifestyle size. A lot of people are used to working with that size, and I wanted them to be included in this size every month. And then below it here, these I believe are 2x2. I grabbed my ruler because I don't want to misinform, but yes, as you can see, these print out at 2x2. You can't quite see my numbers here, but like I said, the way to make sure that they print at that size for reals is to check your printer settings. Over here, this one is 2.5, and you'll see right there. These pages, the cards are designed to just be able to be a one cut. Unless you're feeling real perfectionist-y, like you're welcome to trim them down, but I like to be able to pull out my paper cutter, you'll see this later, and just go slice, 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 and that breaks them all up. They're just ready to go then. This page also, you'll be able to do that. It's just, we'll have one long cut here. And then in my second page of cards, I am going to every month include some sort of a washi strip or border of some sort for you. Sometimes this might be word strips. Sometimes this might be just this stripe, but in different colors. Sometimes it will be things like hearts or rainbows. But you'll see this is kind of the formula you'll be able to expect from me over the next 12 months when it comes to our cards. And look at these cards. I have to say, I'm very proud of these cards. Can't wait to tell you more about them. All right, the final change that I wanted to show you, and I'm going to pull it out on this one because, like I said, I have cut several of my pages. But I always include 3 pages of ephemera, and I design these really intentionally to be sized for a Bible page margin, a journal, or also something like, you know, a book or a scrapbook, I really think a lot about the sizing. I don't like people to have to blow things up bigger than they are. Although, you know, you are welcome. It's once you buy it, you do what you want, but I don't like to make files bigger than they already are because it can make them a little blurry. If my design is too big for you, you can always shrink it in your settings. But page 1 will have verse strips. Last year, my verse strips were a little bit more typographical, but what I found is people weren't really using them, and so I'm switching back to this rainbow strip of verse references. The nice thing about this is you can just snip it out and add it to your page to put the reference down. It's simple, it matches the color scheme, it's just easy peasy in the design world and in the usage world, and my goal is to make things that work for you. So that's the first change you'll notice, and then there'll be 2 pages of just ephemera like always. Of course, my rainbow is missing. And then on the 3rd page, I created another change for us. You may remember in 2021, I introduced these little color swatches with words that relate to the collection. I like this because it's a fun little tip-in, tuck-in. It's like a good layer builder, or maybe you want to use it as a journaling prompt. I prefer these in cardstock, and you can see they always have a really, really light white border. I'm trying to get this to focus for you. They have this really light white border. Sorry. And the reason for that is I want you to be able to see where to cut. But I want it to be a white background, which is why it's very faded. The other change on page 3 is that I used to do these, well, this is not a change. This has been there. I'm continuing with it because I really like it. I think it's useful. This is different. I used to have 2 rows of tabs, but honestly, do we need 8 tabs, especially since we're not all using these printable tabs? These tabs, if you don't know, are designed to cut out with the tab punch from We Are Memories Keepers. They're a perfect fit to just stick right in there and punch right out. You'll see me do that later. But instead of 8, we will have 4 tabs. And then I introduced numbers. A lot of people are doing the gratitude all year project where they list 3 gratitudes. I know that in my journal, I'm regularly using numbers, whether I'm doing top 5 or my primary focus, or maybe if I'm working through a series of something, I want little numbers. So you'll find 1 through 5. I'm not going to do all numbers unless I start finding the need for them. You never know. But I will do them in colors and a style that coordinates with our current collection. So you will find numbers in every collection for 2022, which is just a fun way to play along with things that you're already doing and to incorporate this. I want to create sets that work with the practices you are already doing. I'm not asking you to start something brand new. I mean, it's a new year. We're all starting something brand new, but these are very intentionally thought about in order to serve you in the practices that we're all kind of already doing as a community. So your 3rd page of printables will always have this section throughout 2022. Isn't that kind of fun? There's one other thing that I want to show you, but I don't actually know how to show you because it's a digital file thing. But dun 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 dun, we have some really big news, especially if you're a person that likes to use a silhouette or a Cricut, or if you're a digital scrapbooker or you do any digital work. One new addition that I think is going to be great for us is that all of our elements are going to be saved as PNG files as well as these printable PDFs. So when you download this particular collection and all the collections moving forward, the ephemera pack, only the ephemera pack, not the cards. It doesn't really work for the cards because of the nature of these designs. They're very simple for cutting. But the ephemera pack will include a PNG file, which means all the images will have a tiny little white stroke around them and then a clear background so that you can just stick that right into your cutting machine software and it will know where the edges of all the icons are. Really easy peasy way to cut these out if you are not a fussy cutter. Previously, I have fussy cut everything, but I did just add adorable pink cameo to my studio staff, so I might give it a try one of these months. Not this month though, because I've already started cutting, and that's my plan for this video for you. So now that I've walked you through the essential things you need to know, kind of the, what's the word? The technical things and the changes, now I'm going to just let you watch me cut this puppy out. My sticker paper I will put to the side because I don't like to cut these in advance. I put these in a little folder and I keep them with my journaling supplies, and I cut them out as I need them as I go. So we're going to take our stickers and we're going to put them aside. But oh, there it is. But all of the embellishments, all of the elements, whatever you want to call them, the ephemera, there we go. All of the ephemera does need to be cut out. And here it is. And my cards need to be cut out. And then these paper patterns we can trim down, easy peasy, to be just a solid piece of pattern. Although, gosh, it doesn't even seem necessary, does it? Let's not trim these. I'll trim them as I need to. Let's save ourselves a little bit of work. So we can put those to the side. There again are our patterns. And I'm going to go ahead and speed it up, start cutting. And as I cut, I'm just going to share with you my heart for you, for this collection, for all of us in 2022. Friends, as I was designing this collection, I really was just thinking so much about how hard it has been to hold on to hope these past few years, and also how I can't help but still feel hopeful as we move into 2022. These colors were so bright and rainbowy, and it just made me want to celebrate hope and the idea that beautiful things are ahead. So I designed Ready for Rainbows with you in mind, with your 2022 in mind, and with the idea that even in hard times, even in the darkest nights, there always is hope. There is a rainbow somewhere ahead, and we can trust that promise. You'll find florals, some funky little hot air balloons, lots of hearts. You'll find some painterly things and some more graphic styled things, as well as quote bubbles that hopefully can serve as journal prompts or just ways to represent you and how you are feeling as we come into the new year. So feel free to use this collection in whatever way it will serve you in order to really celebrate what is coming and where you've been as we move into 2022. I hope that the thoughtful way that I put every piece together here will serve you, will give you real reason to celebrate, and more than anything, that it really will bring you lots and lots of rainbows and lots of hope. right, friends, there you have it. It is all cut out and ready to go, and maybe in watching that you can see why having those cut files are going to be really helpful. It kind of is, although I find it soothing, it kind of is a time suck. So let's go ahead and just flip through now our full collection like I do, and as I flip through, I am going to be sorting it into my little muffin tin. Once again, I don't know how to link you to this because I can't find it for sale anywhere, but any old divider will work, or however it is that you store your printables. This is just how I like to keep my monthly printables ready for use 1 month at a time. So this will contain this month's printables until February. All right, ready? Let's go ahead and scroll on through. So friends, as we enter 2021, I hope that you are feeling hopeful. I hope that you are feeling ready to do exactly what you need to do. Maybe you're not ready to tackle some huge goal. Maybe you're ready to rest. Maybe you're ready to play. Whatever you are feeling that pull on your heart, I hope that this collection can help you capture that feeling, celebrate what your intentions are, and just soak in the beauty of a new year and a fresh start. When it comes down to it, you choose what you want to prioritize. You choose what you want to do with your days, day in and day out. And your job is to honor what you're feeling called to, what you're feeling ready for. And no matter what that might be, I hope that it's filled with goodness, with beauty, with bright, happy colors, with loads of rainbows. Ready for rainbows, and most of all, with lots and lots of love. Happy 2022, my friends. I hope you enjoy this collection. Check it out at the link below, and thank you for being here. Until next time, goodbye, friends.